wanted change.
Yes.
Eric, yeah, and Eric was at the very top of the list because if there was anybody that was going to get a deal done, it was going to be him. And
Yes.
I'd heard, and my dad talked again. I'm going to go back. It's not selling, and he's all this, but nothing came to fruition. But if something was going to happen, yes, Eric can create change. But you go into it's not coming off this network, or is it? Or it just all those. But Conrad, can I give you a little? We're wrapping down here toward the end, I think, because we're getting at the end. I
Yeah.
thought a couple of times this summer, but I took the jet skis out this weekend and I ran them real hard. But the thought came back into my brain. I'm gonna share it with you. Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever? Maybe there's a business law or principle or a thought, but I'm sure you pulled folks on tubes, right? On boats.
Sure.
And as you pull them along, if you kind of, cut one way, they get outside the wake. And then you cut them another way, they get outside the wake. And, if you're really going and you make a pretty hard turn, the person on that tube back there gets up all the way parallel to you in the boat. You've done that?
Yes.
They say that if you're getting pulled on the tube, to catch all the way halfway, I don't know the speed. I've heard, you're going double the speed of the boat and all that. But I had the thought, Conrad, this may sound completely silly, but it's our old friend, that word momentum.
Yep.
And the power of momentum in wrestling. I kind of look back on territory days. I looked on our Texas days, because that really started. Business was so bad in WCCW and the Von Erichs no showing and everything that with that. And then kind of one angle on a Friday night led to another angle. And then all of a sudden it was like that momentum got rolling. And then Friday nights and Saturday mornings, and you're selling out, and you kind of look at the Attitude Era and you look at different things, all the different examples in our business and how important momentum is, but what starts it. That's kind of where I was going with it. But that was my silly thought. I had a couple of times that when you're pulling somebody on a tube, what is that engine that starts that really big momentum to get you way outside the wake and get away from all the clutter and the waves and everything that goes with it? So is there something WCW could have done to create momentum the other way?
I mean, I think they tried when they tried to do the.
Go ahead. No, I just say, would it have been Eric?
Well, I mean, I think they tried that in April of this year. Eric working with Russo, and that's when they sort of stripped all the belts and reset it all and said, "Hey, we're gonna, crown a new champion." And I mean, they tried to do that in April, and it just didn't work. I mean, I know that momentum is a real thing, and I know that we all wish WCW could have turned it around, but I think it would have had to have been some sort of a talent switching teams too.
Okay.
Like Eric has said that he felt like one of the things that WCW was missing was Pat Patterson. They needed a Pat Patterson. There was no WCW answer for Pat Patterson and what he did in the WWF. But I mean, certainly if Stone Cold came over, if The Rock came over, I mean, if The Undertaker came over, maybe that could have changed something momentarily, but yeah, I think the whole structure needed to change.